在某些外部势力眼中，台湾只不过是与中国大陆博弈的棋子。
美台关系应该还是一个族谱关系吧，就是台湾在美国眼里还是一张遏制大陆的牌。
Taiwan is only a bargaining chip in the game between the United States and China. This is how the Chinese Communist Party has been trying to define Taiwan. Taiwan, whose official name is the Republic of China, has only 15 diplomatic allies in the world, is not a member of the United Nations, and rarely participates in the activities of international organizations. But now she's coming back to the stage. The representative of the Taipei Economic and Cultural Representative Office, Xiaobi Kim, recently changed her Twitter profile to Taiwan Ambassador to the US, prompting speculation, wondering if this is some kind of precursor to a huge change. Indeed, on March 18th, U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Keith Krach became the most senior official to visit Taiwan since 1979, provoking a military backlash from Beijing. China's Ministry of National Defense announced that the PLA's Eastern Theater would organize combat drills near the Taiwan Strait, and sent 18 fighter jets to airspace in the southwest, west, north, and northwest of Taiwan. Taiwan activated the missile interception system, and 2 Taiwanese fighter jets were surrounded by 6 J-16s. On the morning of the same day, Ren Guochang, a spokesman for the Chinese Ministry of National Defense, said that the PLA's move was a justifiable and necessary action to protect the country's sovereignty and territory.
无论是以台制华，还是挟洋自重，这都是痴心妄想，注定是死路一条。玩活着必自焚。
China's official media, Global Times editor-in-chief Hu Xinjin, also said on Weibo that PLA jets will approach Taiwan as soon as a senior U.S. official comes to visit. PLA jets should fly over the island for drills. The PLA missiles should fly over the island and over the so-called presidential office. In fact, when the U.S. Secretary of Health, Alex Azar, visited Taiwan last month to meet with ROC President Tsai Ing-wen and signed a memorandum of understanding on U.S.-Taiwan health cooperation, Beijing also sent fighter jets to cross the middle line of the Taiwan Strait. Why is China so mad about exchanges between Taiwan and the U.S.? In 1979, in hopes of bringing in the newly established Chinese Communist Party regime against the Soviet Union, the U.S. government broke off diplomatic relations with the Republic of China. The CCP also took the chance to promote its One China principle internationally, claiming that it is the only China, demanding that any country dealing with the CCP not associate with the ROC, and treat Taiwan as part of the People's Republic of China. In order to erase the existence of the Republic of China, the CCP spent a lot of effort to expel the ROC from international organizations, such as the World Health Organization and the United Nations. In 1996, when Taiwan was about to hold its first direct presidential election, the CCP conducted the Joint 1996 exercise, which could be turned into a real military operation if the election did not turn out the way the CCP wanted. The U.S. sent the aircraft carriers USS Nimitz and USS Independence close to the Taiwan Strait, taking concrete actions to stop the CCP's military attempt to invade Taiwan by force. Then President Lee Teng-hui was elected as the first democratically elected president on his success in defusing the crisis in the Taiwan Strait. The Chinese Communist Party has since adopted a carrot-and-stick policy towards Taiwan, continuously attacking Taiwan internationally.
中方决定不同意 台湾地区参与今年的世卫大会
while introducing various united front strategies towards the Taiwanese, such as attracting Taiwanese businessmen and students to China by political offer. Over time, Taiwan's people's perception of the CCP has split into 2 camps. The blue camp, led by the Kuomintang, which advocates the 1992 consensus and cross-strait reunification, and the Green Camp, led by the Democratic Progressive Party, which insists that the ROC is a sovereign and independent country. In 2000, the Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, came to power for the first time in Taiwan, and has since been ranked alongside the Kuomintang, KMT, as Taiwan's 2 major political camps. The Chinese Communist Party has then shifted its strategy towards bringing the KMT closer while fighting the DPP. In 2014, when the ruling KMT forced the passage of the Cross-Straits Trade and Services Agreement, which removed all restrictions on trade between China and Taiwan's service industries at the expense of Taiwan's employment and quality of life, in exchange for goodwill with the CCP, the Sunflower Movement broke out in Taiwan. The policy has been suspended until now.
就是有服务业很多种都会过来啦， 就会影响我们这些小吃啦，那个服务业，所有的服务业啊。
可是当我们对他们的经济依赖越来越强、越来越高，等我们已经经济完全依赖他们之后，我会担心广告业这些东西，就会是他们是一个，比如说政治的宣传工具。
如果未来就算钱赚多了，可是如果街上看到如果都不是自己国家的人，对，都是大陆人，然后你原本熟悉的环境都变得很陌生。我觉得那会是一件很可怕的事情，找不到一个生存的认同感。
自己觉得自己在这里爽，侵犯、扰乱民主、侵犯自由，还觉得是很了不起。他们不知道，他们已经害死了台湾。
The Chinese Communist Party even called Taiwan a province internally and established the Taiwan Provincial People's Congress in 1975 to represent Taiwan, but most of the representatives were not born in Taiwan, do not have a Republic of China passport, and are also not elected in Taiwan. The CCP's actions against Taiwan reached their peak in 2018. The Taiwan 9-in-1 election, which elects regional chiefs and legislatures at all levels across Taiwan, is seen as a precursor to the 2020 Taiwan presidential election. The ruling DPP suffered a major defeat in the election, losing most of its seats to KMT. Controversially, the election was preceded by many traces of Beijing's manipulation of the election, including the offer of plane tickets to Taiwanese living in the mainland to return to Taiwan to vote for the KMT. However, in November 2019, Australian media reported that a former CCP spy, Wang Lichong, had defected to Australia and revealed Beijing's manipulation of Taiwan's election.
Make sure the current president of Taiwan was not elected?
Yes. Taiwan was the most important work of ours. The infiltration into media, temples, and grassroots organizations.
He said a woman named Gong Qing, wife of Xiang Xin, who is the chairman and CEO of China Innovation Investment Limited Board, was directly responsible for setting up more than 200,000 online accounts to attack the DPP, creating many online groups to engage in cyberbullying and manipulate online rumors. The allegations were confirmed by Australian intelligence, and Gong Qing and her husband were subsequently arrested in Taiwan. The most vocal candidate for Kaohsiung mayor in the 9-in-1 election, the Kuomintang's Han Kuo-yu, was found to have a large number of Chinese netizens among his online supporters. In 2020, the KMT nominated Han Kuo-yu to run in the presidential election. However, losing by nearly 20% to the Democratic Progressive Party's Chiang In-wen, Han himself was deposed by the people of Kaohsiung in June of this year. The Taiwanese had made their choice. Internationally, China has also been poaching Taiwan's diplomatic partners. Also, in 2018, the Dominican Republic, Burkina Faso, and El Salvador broke off diplomatic relations with Taiwan under the Chinese Communist Party's coercion and inducements, and Taiwan's representative offices in many countries were forced to change their names to Taipei. The CCP party has also cited the United Nations General Assembly Resolution 2758 as a reason to oppose and prevent Taiwan from joining international organizations such as the World Health Organization.
Today, I want to call upon all nations, including those in Europe, to support Taiwan's participation as an observer at the World Health Assembly and in other relevant United Nations venues.
Les enjeux sanitaires sont mondiaux. Sans Taïwan, il y a un trou dans le réseau mondial de protection sanitaire.
We believe that Taiwan's role as an observer in World Health Assembly meetings is in the best interest of the international health community and also is an important...
だからオブザーバーとして参加ができていない。これは私テドロス事務局長にも直接申し上げているわけでございまして。
It was during Taiwan's darkest hour that U.S. attitudes toward Taiwan rapidly changed. In 2018, the Trump administration passed the Taiwan Travel Act, which encouraged Taiwan government-established agencies to conduct official activities in the U.S. Exchange of officials between Taiwan and the U.S. at all levels was no longer restricted and was seen as a shift in U.S. foreign policy toward Taiwan and Beijing. Beijing was very unhappy with this and repeatedly protested that the U.S. could not interfere in China's internal affairs, and every time the U.S. made a move with Taiwan, Beijing would send troops to provoke Taiwan.
将对中美关系及台海局势造成严重干扰，中方对此强烈不满和坚决反对。
Back to now, on the 20th of this month, China held its annual Strait Forum with Taiwan, which was attended by several pro-Beijing figures. At the forum, CPP-CC Chairman Wang Yang once again stressed the need to develop cross-strait cooperation and promote reunification under the 1992 Consensus on the One China Principle.
在某些外部势力眼中，台湾只不过是与中国大陆博弈的棋子。
However, this does not represent the views of the Taiwanese. Not only were the pro-Beijing participants criticized by the Taiwanese, but the Taiwan government also issued a statement pointing out that Beijing is using intimidation tactics to pressure Taiwan into submission, highlighting the fact that Beijing is the root cause of the heightened risks in the current situation in the Taiwan Strait. Croc's visit to Taiwan included meetings with ROC Minister of Economic Affairs Wang Meihui and other officials. Wang and Croc's visit to Taiwan was part of a memorial service for the late President Lee Teng-hui, during which the two sides also shared economic issues and prepared for a formal dialogue. In addition, the U.S. has repeatedly stated that Taiwan is a partner of democracy and freedom in Asia, and has expanded its arms sales to Taiwan. Taiwan is also included as one of the U.S. Clean Network Program's trusted partners. In August, the Czech president of the Senate, Miloš Vystrčil, led a 90-member delegation to Taiwan and angered Beijing.
Já jsem Tajvanec. Už Taiwanžen.
The Chinese foreign minister Wang Yi claimed that the Czech Republic would pay a heavy price for that.
这不只是一种公开的挑衅，所以我们要告诉捷克的参议长，你过线了。
However, European countries have then showed their support to the Czech Republic.
Partner mit Respekt und wir erwarten dasselbe genauso umgekehrt und Drohungen passen dazu nicht.
Taiwan, Up Media, reported that an official said the number of foreign dignitaries who have requested to visit Taiwan has increased beyond imagination in recent months. The ROC government hoped the less urgent requests could be postponed until next year. It seems like Beijing's tough stance and military intimidation over the years has disqualified it from returning to the negotiating table, while the US is increasingly concerned about issues in the region and is taking concrete action against the aggression of the Chinese Communist Party. What the CCP fears most is that Taiwan's growth will undermine the legitimacy that the regime has created for itself. On September 19th, President Tsai Ing-wen told visiting Croc at the presidential office that there had been a number of concrete developments in the relationship between Taiwan and the United States in recent years, and that Taiwan was determined to take a critical step forward. We don't know what that critical step is yet, but it will definitely change the whole world.